Yeah, it just keep on getting worse. Sorry for me, and it just keep on getting worse and worse until the entire roof just fall off. Green's family, when we realized that the roof was off, I mean, say I'm a grandmother the inside of the house. Oh my God, I feel like more run out inside of the storm. And so many things apply past like stick, zinc, all of these things. I mean, say I couldn't go out there. I realized when the roof blew off, don't it?
No.
Oh, you're asleep, you're asleep. It look like my grandmother didn't want to sleep, family. So, my cousin tell me that my grandmother feel a little bit tired and went to lay down. And family, this was actually the final house we actually strapped down. We strap it down on almost every side, and we put so much sandbag on it. But so much. Yeah. And even she herself helped me to put up a strong bag. And not because you see her looking like that, she's 85-year-old. 85-year-old family, and she is healthy and strong. And she is, not just a big help to me, but to this community. Every single person who come at this yard get food to eat. That is how, this woman live in this community. Once
Now, meanwhile, power and communications remain down in Westmoreland, making it difficult for residents to reach loved ones. Shamela Pullen has our story.
Hurricane Melissa turned main roads into rivers, toppled light poles and power lines, and uprooted countless trees. Debris littered streets and homes, leaving neighborhoods in chaos. Perhaps evidence of the hurricane's fury can be seen here at the police station. The courthouse was destroyed, and Manning's High School suffered near to total devastation. Even gas stations were heavily damaged. Members of the fire department say their hands have been full, responding to emergencies across the parish.
In St. James, we have been responding to rescues in the Santa Cruz area, Junction, Black River, and for Black River, most of the buildings in the township would have lost their roofs. In Westmoreland, we have also been responding to rescues across the parish, Whitehall, in Negril, and also Red Ground. Most of the buildings have lost their roofs. We have one death reported in Negril, and in Hanover, we have one death reported where a house overturned and a young man.
In Negril, persons described their experience when the hurricane made landfall as traumatic and unforgettable.
We went through era last year at home up in Green Island in the bush, and we learned a lot from that because those were 80-mile-an-hour winds, and we were very concerned when we heard of the gusts getting up to 160 to now, I guess, over 185. So we sheltered in the grill. We were fortunate in that we were able to shelter in a spot that had multiple layers of concrete wall.
are happy to report that we are able to speak live now to the Prime Minister of Jamaica, Andrew Holness, who's in Montego Bay, on the north of the island. Prime Minister, thank you very much for making the time to talk to us here at BBC News. We know that you do not have the complete picture yet of the scale of the damage caused by the hurricane, but what can you tell us at this point?
Well, I've just had the opportunity to do an aerial tour of the most damaged areas. And for the southwestern end of the island, particularly for the parishes of St. Elizabeth, Hanover, St. James, where I am now, parts of Manchester, it is serious damage and in some instances, total devastation. In particular, one town, Black River, has been, you could literally say, totally destroyed. The corridor along which the eye of the hurricane made landfall and proceeded, what you could effectively say is a trail of destruction. I would say about 80 to 90% of roofs were destroyed, hospitals destroyed, libraries, police station, courthouses, urban infrastructure destroyed. So the southwestern end of the island has had serious devastation.
On a personal level, can you describe for us the impact this is having on you, seeing this level of devastation? Obviously, you will have experienced hurricanes before, but not one of this strength, the storm of the century. I'm sure you'll have heard that term being used as it built up in strength prior to making landfall in Jamaica.
Well, you know, no one wants to experience a Category 5 hurricane. There's scarcely any infrastructure that can withstand the strength and devastation that a Category 5 hurricane carries with it. This obviously would not be the first hurricane that we have experienced. Last year we had Hurricane Beryl. The areas that were impacted by this hurricane, I would say, would be twice as devastated as the impact of Hurricane Beryl. For me personally, it is a challenge. Obviously, you really don't want to see your country going through this. But the Jamaican people are highly resilient, strong people, and we will recover from this and recover even stronger.
Prime Minister, I know you are still, of course, assessing the damage. We saw the U.S. Secretary of State say that, rescue teams are on the way. Can you tell us a bit more about what kind of help Jamaica needs right now and what the international community is offering?
Well, we've had very good response from the international community. You mentioned Secretary Rubio, the French, yourselves, the British. CARICOM has really come on board to assist. And we'll be getting assistance, as you have mentioned, help with search and rescue, humanitarian relief. The offers of help have been very expansive, and we're very much appreciative to the international community for the support that is forthcoming so far.
What about the immediate aid, Prime Minister? Water, restoring power. What is it going to take to be able to deliver that in the coming hours and days?
Well, we have a strategy in place for that, and we're going to have the restoration of electricity and telecommunications in the areas that have not been so badly affected. That's the first step. And then we do a comprehensive assessment of the areas that have been really affected. So I would suspect that within the coming days that you will begin to see the restoration of electricity right across the island. In the areas that have been badly affected, it may be a matter of weeks, but I give the assurance to my citizens that we'll be working very hard to have our electricity and telecommunications restored.
Prime Minister, obviously you're focused on immediate needs, but coming back to that idea of resilience that you mentioned a short while ago, I spoke to someone yesterday, Tuesday, in Jamaica, who said that looking further ahead, the country has got to rebuild, not based on what's happened in the past, but to rebuild for future impacts. I'm sure that is something that you have been thinking about. Do you believe that Jamaica will be able to rebuild differently, given the strength of the storm that it has just experienced?
Well, we have a very robust strategy for resilience building. including resilience in our fiscal management and resilience in our infrastructure. We have actually started rebuilding our infrastructure in ways that take into account the new climate that we have. The truth is that our colonial history would have seen our infrastructure develop along coastal areas. And now we have started to move our roadways and highways more internal. And we have improved our building codes. So many of our buildings were able to withstand the hurricane